morning, everyone. Let us start this session. So this is lecture number 13. During the last lecture, we have seen the mathematical modeling for the viscous dam system. So for viscous dam system, the schematic representation. So this is how we can represent the viscous dam system. So this system, it has three elements. One is a spring. So first element is spring, mass, and the damper C. Okay. Its equation of motion. So equation of motion means it is the differential equation. So that equation is mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx is equal to 0. Okay. So from this equation of motion, we can find out its solution, that is equation for x, which is function of time. Okay. So to get this equation, we use the d operator method. Okay. And from the d operator method, we found out the solution for the x. So that solution, it is the general solution. So that equation for x, so x is equal to, so constant a1 e raised to, so minus zeta plus square root zeta square minus 1 into omega nt plus a2 e raised to minus zeta minus square root zeta square minus 1 into omega nt. Okay. So this is the general equation for the x. Okay, so this is general equation for the x, which is function of time. Okay, so if you observe this equation, then this right hand side, it is the variable term in the time. Okay, so we can write this equation as a f of t. So if you change the value of time, then we will get the different value of the position x for the mass. Okay. So now from this equation, so actually this equation x, which is general equation, it can describe three conditions or three types of vibrations. So first is the overdamp. Then second is the underdamp. And third is the critically damped. Okay. So these three types, they depend on the value of zeta. That is called as a damping ratio or damping factor zeta. So for the overdamp system, zeta is greater than 1. For underdamped system, zeta is less than 1, and for critically damped system, zeta is equal to 1. Okay. So let us see the equation for the overdamped system. So we should take the value of zeta greater than 1, and then we will find out the exact value of the constant A1 and constant A2. Okay, because just by the general equation, we cannot plot the waveform displacement versus time. Okay, so actually this equation, it is useful to plot the waveform. So this is the time and this is displacement x. Okay, so this waveform, it can be like this. Or the waveform will be like this. So these are the three types of waveform. Okay, so actually this waveform, this is for underdamped system, this is for the overdamped system, and this is for the critically damped system. Okay, so these two waveforms, these are non-oscillatory, and only for the underdamped system, when zeta is less than 1, we will get the oscillatory waveform, where the amplitude, it is continuously reducing with respect to time. Okay, so to plot such waveform from this equation, we should find out the equation for the value of constant A1 and value of constant A2 from this general equation. Okay, so try to find out this value A1 and A2 by assuming some initial conditions. So here for the overdamped system, we will take the value of zeta greater than 1. So basically zeta, it is nothing but the damping constant C upon critical damping coefficient Cc. Okay, and where the value of Cc, this is equal to 2m into omega n. Okay, so where omega n is the natural frequency. So if you design the damper and the system, that is a spring, such that this ratio C upon Cc, it becomes greater than 1, then that system, it will become the overdamped system. Okay, so for the overdamped system, if you want to plot the waveform by this equation, which is a general equation, then we should find out these values A1 and A2. Okay, so let us take the vibratory system. Like this. And this is the static equilibrium position. Okay, now we will assume the initial conditions. So at time t equal to 0, we will assume the initial displacement x to be x0. Okay, so x0, this is the constant value of the displacement, which is given to the mass at the initial time where t is equal to 0. Okay, so from this mean point, initially, if we place the mass in the downward direction by some initial displacement that is equal to x0, so it will become the initial displacement. Okay, and at the same time 0, the velocity, so this is the second condition, at t is equal to 0, the x dot value is equal to 0. Okay, that means there is no velocity at the initial time. Just we have given the initial displacement, which is the x0. So here, if you initially displace the mass by x0, so initially mass will be at this position. Okay, so this is called as initial displacement x0. And after this, we will simply release the mass and then system will oscillate. Okay, so by using this initial condition, we will find out the constant a1 and constant a2. So you can put this condition as it is in this equation. So x is equal to x0 when time t is 0. So this total term is 0. E raised to 0 is 1. So a1 plus this total term is 0. So a2. Okay. So this is the first equation. To use the second condition, so this is for the x dot. Okay, that means we need to differentiate this complete equation. So after differentiation, x dot is equal to, just take dx by dt of this equation. So we will get a1 is a constant minus zeta plus square root zeta square minus 1 into omega n e raised to, this is minus zeta plus square root zeta square minus 1 into omega nt. Okay, because the differentiation of e raised to this total term is a theta t, so it will become theta into e raised to theta t. Okay, plus a2 in bracket e raised to minus zeta minus square root zeta square minus 1 into omega nt e raised to, this is minus zeta minus square root zeta square minus 1 into omega nt. Okay, so this is the value of x dot. Now put this second condition. At t0, x dot is 0. Okay, so put this value x dot, that is the velocity is 0. Put t0, so e raised to 0 will be 1. So we will get, this is minus zeta plus square root zeta square minus 1 into omega n into constant a1 plus, again here e raised to t, so it will become 0. So this is minus zeta minus square root zeta square minus 1 omega n into a2. Okay, so from this we will get some relation between a1 and a2. So now from the first equation, you can put the value x0 that is equal to a1 plus a2. So you can write either for a1 or a2. So if I write this for a2, it will become x0 minus a1. Okay. So now you can put this value in this equation. Okay, so here you can cancel out this term minus zeta omega in a1 and positive. Okay. And this term, that is the second term, so which is square root zeta square minus 1 omega n a1, and this term. So both are positive, so we can add those terms. So this is 2 square root zeta square minus 1 omega n a1. Okay. Okay, so after simplification, you will get the value of constant a1, which is a zeta plus square root zeta square minus 1 into omega n upon 2 square root zeta square minus 1 into x0. Okay, and the a2 from this equation, so constant a2 is equal to x0 minus a1. So subtract x0, so we will get x0 common in bracket. This is 1 minus this complete term, that is zeta plus square root zeta square minus 1 upon 2 square root zeta square minus 1. Okay. So if you want, you can simplify this equation, just cross multiply. And now put this value in the basic equation. So we have the general equation for x, which is equal to a1 e raised to this bracket into omega nt plus a2 e raised to this bracket, just we have here minus omega nt. Okay, so put the value of constant a1 and a2. So the constant a1, this is x0 upon 2 zeta square minus 1 . So we have zeta plus square root zeta square minus 1. So this is constant a1 e raised to omega nt plus the constant a2. So this is 1 minus that x0 . So we should take this x0 common for a2. It's 1 minus zeta plus square root zeta square minus 1. Okay, so this is the exact solution for the overdamped system when zeta is greater than 1. Okay, so if you observe this complete equation, then x0, this is the initial value of the displacement when time t is 0. So this is a constant value. Okay, zeta, it is the constant value. So as it is greater than 1, so zeta for overdamped system, so this can be 1.2, 1.3, 2, 3, 4. We can take any value which is greater than 1. Okay, so this is again a constant value. Okay, this omega n, it is the natural frequency of the system. So omega n, it depends on the k and the mass. Okay, so this is again a constant value. So only variable term, it is the time value. Okay, so by taking this equation, if you change the value of time, okay, from 0 to some finite values, okay, so suppose we prepare this table. This is x, that means this complete equation, and the time value. Okay, so if you take the value of time 0, then suppose 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, so on, and suppose we have the 4 seconds as a maximum value for the time. Then this displacement initially when time t is 0, the x value, it must be x0. Okay, so the waveform, it will start from the initial displacement. And after that, from x0, this value will gradually decrease and it will approach to 0 value. That means equilibrium condition for the maximum time. Okay, so on the waveform, that is on the graph paper, you can observe this waveform. So initially we have given some displacement. This is the x0 when time t is 0. So this is the time axis. And after this, you will get the waveform like this. That means displacement will approach to the equilibrium position. So this is the waveform for the overdamped system. Zeta is greater than 1. Okay. This waveform, this is non-oscillating. Okay, that means if you give the displacement to the mass initially, and if you release the displacement, that means release the force, then mass will not oscillate about the mean position. Okay, it will just move towards the equilibrium position, and after some finite time, it will become stable at that position only. Okay. So here, this is a spring mass and damper system. So you can observe here, this black portion or black part, this is the damper, and this is the coil spring. Okay. Actually, there are two different systems. One is a overdamped system and one is a critically damped system. So if you place this system, okay, that will be the initial displacement. And if you release that, then system, either it will oscillate or it will just move towards the equilibrium position. That is a non-oscillatory motion. Okay. So basically these two systems, they are both are non-oscillatory. Okay. So one is a rapid system and one is a slow system. Okay. So rapid is the critically damped and slow system, it is the overdamped system. So you can observe here the difference between overdamped and critically damped. Okay, so this is called as initial displacement. That means we are applying some initial force, and because of that initial force, the mass, it receives some initial displacement. So here you can observe, if you release the